like last year's champions, Chris and Mike, hooked up with another keeper, Brett. So we've got last year's champions, Mike and Chris, getting their second or possibly third keeper. I'm not sure. We kind of lost count here in the boat, Brett. But I want to take a second to just talk about the setup you have here on the screen. You know, we're going from 1 to 2 boats on the screen at one time to as many as 6 boats on the screen. Now, how many boats did you actually have cameras in? And like, is this like action related? The reason you got it set this way, or what?
Yeah, what I did is line up all 6 teams at blast off, and that way you can see this is actually what happened during the tournament. The more teams you see on the screen at one time, the faster the action is happening out there on the water. This is basically real time during the tournament. That way you get a feel of when there's flurries of fish, and when things are kind of died down, you can see who's catching the bigger ones when, who's leading early in the day and who comes back later in the day. Y'all stick around, make sure you check out the whole tournament video, and check out the weigh-in to see the boats that I didn't have a camera in.
So we're back in the boat with Aaron and Jason.
Sound like a school of fish over there. That's the bass would think that.
Jason's hooked up on what looks to be a pretty good fish. Now, Brett, what do you think he's catching his fish on that one?
It looks like he's throwing that A-rig, and a lot of times this time of year, fish will kind of get suspended. They'll relate to the bait, especially early in the mornings, because they're out there, they're feeding. That A-rig is coming along, and it looks like a little ball of bait, and it gets those fish to fire.
Did I see some bait there?
Talking about this particular pattern, we've now got guys that are fishing crawl type patterns, you know, Carolina rig, jig type, and they're putting fish in the boat. We've got guys that are throwing bladed baits in a totally different water column, catching fish and putting fish in the live well, quality fish. And then we've got this swim bait reaction type bait bite going. I mean, what's going on here? Is this typical for this time of year, Brett?
Yeah, fall is known to be kind of a junk fishing, you know, pattern. You can pick up any of your 20-watt rods with 20 baits on it and throw out there and catch fish, turn around and flip up into inches of water and catch one on a jig or any kind of bait like that up shallow. The fish are really spread out. They're gonna have to key in on some of those bigger fish, some of those bigger fish patterns. Get a few of those good quality fish in their bag. That way they got a shot at winning this thing.
I'm not trying to interrupt you, Brett, but it looks like Aaron's hooked up on another fish already.
Yeah, that open water pattern early seems to be working for them. My guess is as that sun gets up, those fish are going to either go to the bottom in the deeper water or pull up into that timber.
Yeah, that's what it was. Nailed it too. I seen it. They are still on that bridge too. Still producing. Hell yeah, there's a shit ton of fish on it, or was. Hell. Yeah.
So it looks like last year's champions, Mike and Chris, got another keeper going in the live well, Brett. But one thing that I'm just not seeing with them that we're seeing with some of the other boats is that quality size that I feel like is going to be needed to at least cut a good check out of this tournament to even win.
I'm on vacation.
Yeah, you know, Chris is known for throwing that spinner bait. You know, he builds them himself. He's got it working for him. I think he's looking to get a limit in the boat, and they'll probably be looking to change something up if the size doesn't change.
Definitely want to stay tuned and follow these guys around, because if there's anybody that I feel can turn it on at any point in time, it's these two guys right here. Hey guys, if you haven't already, definitely go hit that like and subscribe button at Decked Out Jon Boats on YouTube. Let's give these guys a thumbs up.
You can also turn on that bell notification. That way you're notified anytime there's a new video from Decked Out Jon Boats.
I got if that fastest boat that went up there was already coming back out, that may be a bad sign.
I know, I'm gonna be an extra downturn. That has to be it.
There ain't no doubt he got to his first spot. If he's already left his first spot, he either has several spots or his first spot took shit.
Yeah, because he's abandoning ship completely.
Well, you heard Tim and Justin talking there about that fastest boat was coming out already. We know from being in the boats that they had, you know, I think they've got 3 fish, a couple of decent keepers in the boat. Blast off, there seem to be 3 tiers. There's the trolling motor guys, there's the electric outboard guys. There was going to be a drag race to the bridge up that metal arm. Turned out to not be a whole lot of a drag race because of this one boat running 2 electric outboards, probably lithium batteries, and it's amazing to see the advancements that have come along in electric only fishing. This electric only game is no different than any other bass fishing. These guys are competitive. They're looking for any edge that they can get. Nikolai and Jeff, you know, they were our points champions in high voltage. They won the classic when they were 22 pounds on top water. Of course, you can check out those videos over on my YouTube channel. Those guys are doing one of the hardest things in fishing. They're leaving fish to go find better fish, and they're doing it so they got a shot to win.
Looks like we got a little bit of double action going on here. We've got Aaron and Jason hooked up on a decent keeper right here, and it looks like Brandon and Chris have a pretty good solid keeper hooked up. Brett, what's going on?
Yeah, that is the spot that Daniel, Nikolai, and Jeff just left. Looks like that is going to be a good quality, you know, one of those you definitely want in the box. If I'm not mistaken, that makes a limit for Jason and Aaron.
So we've got one boat we know has a limit. We've got one boat that's got a good solid kicker fish. I mean, they might not have a limit, but that's what I would call a kicker fish any day. And it's not even lunchtime yet, Brett.
Oh, it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning yet.
I'll put our call right here from the front side a little deeper.
Well, the biggest one I've ever caught right here on that jerk bait was when I'm sitting on the chair. I threw back.
Down it?
I threw back down it.
Ain't that big, cut? Huh? He's not that big, I mean. Got it. I got it. Hey, it's 12, ain't it?
As Chris and Brandon get there fishing the live well, see that camera boat in the background. I want to send a huge thanks to everybody that helped film during this tournament. It's a lot of work gathering all this footage, covering the event, getting this video edited. Definitely go down and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button for me. Help more people see the video. I also want to send a big thanks out to all the anglers that let me run these cameras in their boats.
I got to sink those out. Yeah, that's good. That's 2 on camera. That's good. That's good. I don't want to go too far.
Back with Jack and John and Aaron and Jason. Yeah, it is.
I just got it ready.
There he is.
These guys are hooked up at the same time. And Brett, I just want to say, like, I love what you're doing with this split screen stuff. So what's going on right here?
Well, this is going to be 2 key fish, so we're going to take these one at a time. Funny how things happen at the same time on the lake. Things will turn on. Everybody will start catching them. The big fish will start biting, and a couple of people will catch some big fish at the same time. So we're going to take these one at a time. That way you can see what they put in the boat.
Yeah, like I said, I'm loving this because it really does just show how quickly things can just flip from being dead to on fire in literally a split second.
It's a good one, baby. I'm trying. Oh, yes. Good one.
So as we've got Aaron and Jason putting another keeper in the box here, one of the things that I just want to point out, Brett, it seems to be that crawl type bait or dragging worms seems to be the bite and the pattern that's just kind of producing a little bit better fish at this moment.
Whether that's going to hold up all day, or if as that sun gets up, if that shallow bite's going to turn on, if they're going to get on more on structure, something that you can actually target, that's something you'll have to hang around and see. What I can tell you is John has got one heck of a hook set. That man used every square inch of that boat to get tension on that fish, make sure he got penetration past the barb. That way you can get that fish in the net.
Yeah, that's definitely, when you're playing with those bigger fish, you do not want to take any chances. You want to give them the wood, son. That's all I can say from my experiences with it.
There's 2. Got him. Oh yeah. There's tag, baby. Coming up, Jack. Coming up, Jack. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. All right.
Oh man, we got a pretty good little flurry going on with these 2 boats right here. We got Jack and John sticking another what looks to be a good solid fish for this lake. Then we've got Aaron and Jason sticking another solid keeper. We're starting to see a little bit of size coming, Brett. What's going on with that?
Yeah, it definitely seems like they're both on, schools of fish that are holding some quality. Definitely the kind of fish that you're going to need in the live well at the end of the day, because I still think, 20 plus pounds at this point is what these guys are shooting for. And, they're inching up there.
I'll have to say that this little flurry going on right here has got me excited to see what's coming. Back in the boat with Jeff and Daniel here, and looks like they've made a good long run up the long arm.
Oh God, it's hurt. Oh God. Oh God.
and they've got a pretty good solid fish going on here. Now, is this on a Carolina rig that Daniel was throwing, or is this a different bait that we're seeing here, Brett?
Looks like Jeff picked up that chatterbait, and looks like he threw out there, made a couple of turns of the handle, and that fish was on there. Now, I can't really tell you how shallow he threw up, but that might be a good sign for them. They might be on a pattern that's starting to get working. Got that sun up. The fish might be getting in the cover. That way they're susceptible to those reaction baits up shallow.
Definitely say those two have a solid limit going on right now, but we've got Jack and John up here in the corner. What's going on with that?
Yeah, they're popping back up. You know, good things are going to happen in that boat. They're sitting on, I think they're sitting on a pretty good solid limit already. Got a couple of quality fish in the boat. So let's jump in their boat and see what's going to happen.
There we go.
Looks like Jack's hooked up on that drop shot or shaky head back there in the back of the boat. Those guys are on some above average fish, looking to close out that limit.
Oh yeah, he's thick. He's thick. Yeah. Go on, Jack.
Fat little football.
Yeah. Number 4.
Just one quick peck and I see.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, just a little. How much you like? Yeah, we are. Yep. What was it? Not even like 8 o'clock yet.
8:43. We got 3 good ones.
Yeah, and as Jack stated, it is only 8:43 in the morning. I say let's just get back into it and see what's going to happen next, because man, it has just been a wild morning already. Checking back in with Jeff and Daniel here.
Live, man. Man, it was one of them real weird things. Mushy, you know? I mean, it was different than hitting the limbs, but... One of those gets separate.